Why aren't more of them cat people?
Yeah. We like cats.
I was really hoping Fushiguro said cats.
Yeah.
I think that was the thing that was the most. But he doesn't
Demon
have a cat.
dogs.
He doesn't have a cat. You're so right. He would have a cat if he loved cats.
Demon dogs. So what'd you think?
Okay.
So much happened.
So much. So we got Todo backstory, I guess you could say. A little bit. Just kind of a little glimpse into the couple times in his life he's ever not felt bored, and has met a person he finds interesting and entertaining. Mm-hmm. And obviously,
what kind of woman's your type? What
kind of woman is your type helps you figure out if someone's boring or not, apparently. So Fushiguro is boring, Itadori is not. Hanami has, like, you brought it up during. Hanami has, like, so many different attacks.
Yeah.
So many different, like, little special techniques, obviously without even ripping off the cloth that was covering the other arm.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, well, shoot, you have to be prepared to fight like 5 different possibilities of things. Mm-hmm. And so it was interesting that Hanami had all these possibilities, and then we learned Todo's technique, and it's like there's also so many possibilities. Obviously, Todo lied at first, or tricked Hanami, that the clapping was what initiated just a swap of Todo with something else. Mm-hmm. And then we learned throughout the battle that Todo could switch Hanami and Itadori. Todo can switch Itadori with a weapon.
Yeah,
like anything. Cloud. Inanimate objects.
I love it because, first of all, the technique's like brilliant because of the mind games you can play with it, yeah, and how quick everything happens. But like we learned that apparently for some people, explaining their curse technique benefits them in strength, right? Mm-hmm. It makes their advantage stronger. Todo can use that to his ability by, I'm assuming Hanami would be like, oh, you're telling me how it works, so it'd be stronger.
Because Hanami even said that it made Hanami's attack stronger, too.
But there's the double bluff that Todo was pulling that he didn't tell them all the information.
Yeah.
It's like such a simple thing. We already saw it happen. Remember when everybody surrounded Itadori, and then Itadori and what's his name? Switch places. Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know, because you said what's his name?
Kamo.
Oh, when they all started attacking Itadori?
Yeah, and then Kamo and Itadori switched places, and Kamo was like, was that Itadori's technique or no? And then it switched off.
There's all these little nuggets.
Yeah.
That especially if you don't know anything about the character yet, mm-hmm, you wouldn't know that was them.
Yeah. And so much happens that, like...
I guess there's a good rewatchability to this then.
Definitely. Definitely. But I love the technique. It's so brilliant because of how simplistic it is. Because it's, like, endless possibilities, you know?
But Hanami was catching on a little bit towards the end, and was starting their attack before the switch.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting.
Nanami Sensei, the current world record
The Black Flash,
holder.
wasn't it 4?
Mm-hmm. And then Itadori seemingly matched it, right?
Yeah. I was hoping for going over the record, but I think it's enough right now to meet Nanami's record.
I mean, he just learned it today.
Just learned it. Oh my god. How long? I want to hear that. What's that stat? How long did it take Nanami?
But you asked last episode when we saw, like, it gave us visuals of, like who...
Utahime and then the beanie guy that Nanami talked to.
And then Gojo and Nanami.
So now it makes sense. People who have experienced it and who obviously Gojo, since everyone is terrified of Gojo.
He's so cool. Honestly, he's terrifying. Like, how much damage he can do and be like, cool.
And, like not even be... It's just to be anywhere. It's like Gojo can be wherever he wants to be.
Yeah.
That's, like, also terrifying. And he can be up in the air, like, levitating.
Yeah. Infinity, right?
Such a cool imagery to see him up in the sky, because it totally matches his, like, domain.
Yeah.
To have him, like, up levitating in the sky. And his eyes are, like...
I love how they animate him, and his eyes are so pretty. What do you think of Todo's Mind Palace with Sadaka-chan?
I think it fits him. That obviously he needs to work through things. He's thinking, and it just is so funny and cute to me that Takada is there, kind of like giving him advice in a way, or like helping him figure things out. And it took like what? 0.01 seconds
anime time. I like how they lean into that, because that always happens in anime. Like, oh my god, they just talked for like 50 seconds, but it seemed like something just happened instantly. They like acknowledged it, like and kind of made it funny in a way. But he's really smart, dude. Todo is so.
I think he was able to figure out that he needed to immediately kind of dispel his cursed energy, like before the impact of the buds.
Yeah.
But what I thought was like probably like another, maybe even to me, a bigger sign of his brain power is his memory. He was able to take something from the beginning of the battle, something Fushiguro said to him, and then apply it to the current situation and lead Hanami back to the riverbed so that he could replace Itadori with the cursed weapon.
Yeah. Badass. We were about to see Hanami's domain expansion before Gojo showed up.
I guess it's not the time or place for that. Maybe someday.
Okay, so I have a question for you. This man.
That man.
The blonde dude with the sword hand. This is the first time that I'm ever asking this, because I kind of wanted to save it until now. I thought about it when you said it. Didn't we see a picture at some point of the other school, like their group class, and there was a blonde boy in that picture?
Yes, and I asked you who the blonde boy was.
I have no idea, genuinely.
But like, Utahime and Mai didn't seem to react to this guy.
Agreed.
Which is like, but you're right, there was a blonde guy in their class photo that I do not know.
Yeah.
And seemingly no one knows.
Yeah. The only... I was waiting to see him again to see if there was comparisons, but I don't think there are. And plus, Mai and Utahime would have noticed, right? But it was definitely interesting, because there's definitely a blonde boy in that picture. Right?
Mm-hmm. I am also bummed that we didn't get to see this guy fight.
Yeah.
Interesting the sword was made for him. So that makes me think that's like a real human hand or something, imbued with like cursed energy to be able to like grip onto his hand.
It's kind of cool in a weird way.
I feel like that might actually help you, because then in a way you don't have to concentrate on having a steady grip on the weapon, because the weapon is gripping you. So it's almost like an extension of your arm at that point. So I feel like he's probably very agile and very like quick.
It's a really creative idea. Like, I thought it was so funny that this man was like, oh, it's Gojo, my coat rack. And then the old man immediately acknowledges the fact that Gojo is insane and so powerful.
Could instant kill.
He was like, don't kill him.
That's why I thought it was cursed speech for a second, because he said, don't kill him. And then right when he said that, the arms and the legs of the guy were busted up. Yeah, so that's why, and then they're like the reverberation. Yeah. So that's why I thought, can the old man use cursed speech? Because he also can use like reverberation of like the amp and the, guitar. But I guess it makes a lot of sense that Gojo, like a can. Now I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. It absolutely insane.
That's a human.
Yep. Like, he's so...
You can't heal that.
No. Like, and the guy near Utahime disappeared. Like, he has such good spatial awareness. It's so...
And he knew that Hanami was gonna run again.
Yeah, I love the selective color for the whole, like, sequence of Hollow Purple. Like, curse technique... Okay, this is another thing, like, I am curious about that I don't have the answers to. Since now we're getting closer to the end, I feel like it would be silly if they were to explain all this stuff to us in, like, 3 episodes. Mm-hmm. So this is... What is it called? Cursed amplification?
Blue. And then red.
No, it wasn't just red. So, Curse technique amplification blue, right?
And then something else red.
Curse technique reversal
red.
What's the difference between reversal and amplification? And because then he combined those two things. Like within the magic, I guess, of this universe, what is the difference between...
Amplification would probably be to push it. Reversal would probably be... It must be what kind of made it dig out the earth.
But yeah, but like it's the fact that he is able to like combine those things. Like, in what sense have we seen a amplification technique or reversal technique when it comes to any other sorcerer, any other person in the series? Is he that far ahead of people that people couldn't even touch on this kind of stuff?
That's what I'm wondering. Is there even a villain that could touch Gojo? That's what I'm wondering. Part of me feels like, I don't know, like in the back of my mind, I'm like, we haven't seen like what Gato has to offer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe that's something, there's something there.
Yeah. What does he say here? God, I love it. Hollow purple.
And then purple.
The art's so cool.
I know.
But like, so is like if...
Why are the Gojo episodes where he's using his powers the prettiest ones?
It's
Not
so
just
gorgeous.
because of Gojo and his eyes and stuff, but like the colors that are used, how his techniques are drawn artfully.
Yeah.
You know, it's honestly the most beautiful aspect of the show.
I'm wondering if like where Black Flash is, like how far down is Black Flash compared to Cursed Reversal and Cursed Amplification, and then the combination of the both. Like, is this something like, I don't know. It's insane to me. I hope we learn more about that in the future. It's so powerful.
And Toto could sense it. And Toto was also kind of laughing once it was done.
Yeah.
It almost makes you like wonder if Toto's seen this before.
Yeah, what did he say? As non-standard as ever? I think the episode title's non-standard.
Maybe he's just seen Gojo do some wacky stuff like digging out entirety of Earth for miles and miles and miles with one colorful purple orb.
It's so crazy. Like we see all these individual techniques that are very like one-on-one. Mm-hmm. This is one of the only ones, like obviously Hanami has like her own technique that can do mass destruction, but like Gojo's is insane.
Well, with that I feel like Hanami's domain expansion is beautiful.
Agree.
Okay, it's either like beautifully lush, perfect Earth, or it's like, look what you destroyed, Earth.
Climate change, like
climate change, like
2012.
Dead, everything's dead and barren.
Yeah.
It's either one of those.
I could totally see that. Gojo's eyes are so pretty.
I was surprised by Hanami sucking out the like...
Yeah.
You know, into the bud on their shoulder. Because I was surprised by that. I'm like, you're willingly basically killing this nature around you for strength in a battle against a human. Like, I don't know. It was kind of like... It didn't totally mesh with like what I would think from like Hanami's like kind of reason for doing this.
Yeah. It reminded me of Katara when she was learning from the Bloodbender, and she like the Bloodbender like took the water from all the plants around her. Ooh. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Mahito got a finger and then
that was the whole point. I thought the point would. I guess it makes sense that the point was not to.
He's holding other stuff, it looks like, too, right?
Yeah. I was trying to think this whole time, like, what is the point here? Because it doesn't seem like anyone's actively targeting anyone other than not letting Gojo in the veil. So I was like, at first I was like, are they purposefully trying to alienate Gojo in some way? But it seemed more as the battle progressed that it was more just to keep Gojo from interfering.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to figure out, like, what are they trying to do here? Like, normally, you know, can tell a little bit of what the plan is, but it's like, Hanami never said specifically what Hanami's goal was for being there.
Yeah.
Coat rack guy was obviously, I'm here to make a coat rack or wallets out of old men skin.
Yeah, but
skin
like
smell.
You're right in the sense like Geto wasn't there, and then like Mahito was on his own mission. Like it was all distraction. Like it was all pawns or knights or bishops. Like there was no queen or king there. Like,
it's obvious that the two humans in this scenario were sacrificial. Both coat rack guy and blonde guy, sacrificial. Blonde guy got away. I guess we'll see an interrogation possibly about do we even need to have an interrogation to find out what their goal was when they walk upon wherever Mojito was, where he disfigured those people?
Yeah.
You'll see that and be like, oh shit, he stole a finger. You know? Don't even need to interrogate at that point. Well, I guess to figure out how many members there are in this opposite force.
Yeah.
How many curses, how many humans have sided with them.
I love the world so much. Like, it's so interesting, in the families and the characters. Like, I want to know way more about Todo after I watch this episode. Obviously want more Maki and Mai, 100%. Nobara's amazing.
I was very happy with it was like shocked me for a second when Nobara walks up with Mai, and they seem to be totally like whatever, like not friends necessarily, but they're not like angry with each other. They're not fighting. They're just, Mai's like, I'll cover you, just don't get in the way.
It's not some child shit that they're like so caught up with their like own like feud that they don't really like they understand completely that their actual enemy is cursed like this.
They're able to put away their own personal baggage towards each other
without having a 20-minute scene about it. Like, it's just very intuitive, and I love that. It's so cool. I feel like a lot of the reason I love the show is that it doesn't treat me like I'm a 5-year-old. Like,
I do notice there's not a lot of like in battle conversations. Which I am very happy about. I feel like there's always like, I'm always sometimes watching a show and I'm like, why are you talking right now?
Yeah.
Why are you having a full-on 5-minute conversation with each other when there's an enemy right in front of you?
Yeah.
You know, like, it's always kind of like, it doesn't actually make sense that they'd be able to talk for that long without the enemy taking the chance to do something.
They address everything, whether it's explaining their technique, they have a reason for it. If it's the fact that he's thinking through this situation in his mind palace with Tadaka-chan, it's like happened in 0.01 second. They address it. You know?
It's more just like when they talk, there's like actual reason for it instead of just having like a conversation, I guess, which makes me happy because it's like I hate when I'm watching something and I'm like, this isn't believable because they totally would have gotten attacked already.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's like these thoughts were happening and these kind of Todo inner monologue of what was happening and like, haha, Hanami kind of, he had like, was talking internally and we were hearing that kind of dialogue internally. And I was like, thank goodness it's not just like I'm going to stop here in front of you and start talking to Itadori next to me about something.
I love it. And like, right when Todo like was like saying anything about it, he was like, just trust me, don't stop. Like he wasn't like explaining his whole technique right there to him. It was like, he just went
and Itadori was so trusting. Like, Itadori and Hanami both had to go through kind of discovering what Todo's technique was at the same exact time. And Itadori was able to... I feel like the only reason Itadori was able to so flawlessly kind of go along with it is because of, like, a trust for Todo. Like, Todo's gonna switch me, and however he switches me, I need to act right then in those split seconds.
So cool.
So cool.
All right. I am ready for next episode. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching this video with us. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time. We see all these individual techniques that are very like one-on-one. This is one of the only ones, like obviously Hanami has like her own technique that can do mass destruction, but like Gojo's is insane. We see all these individual techniques that are very like one-on-one. This is one of the only ones, like obviously Hanami has like her own technique that can do mass destruction, but like Gojo's is insane.